Hello and welcome to the Voice of the People. I'm your host, Kenneth from Senior. I love enough to tell you the truth, and I respect enough to give you the facts. I'd like to invite you to join me and the greatest radio man in the upstate, Mr. Ed Waddell, on WASC 1530 AM, where we like to entertain you and like to inspire you and just tell you what's going on in your community. It's kind of chilly outside, so thanks for joining us. We'll go live in about 10 or 12 minutes and invite you to call in at 864 585-0435. I repeat, I'd like to invite you to call in about 10 or 12 minutes. We'll go live so you can have a voice at 864-585-0435. I'm your host, Kenneth Wright Sr. I live enough to tell you the truth and speak enough to give you the facts. We believe that God has given us the power and the knowledge to achieve what we're working for and what we're praying for. It matters not the situation or the opposition. We will prevail. We will experience victory because God is on our side. We believe that you can pray until you faint. If you don't get up and do something, God is not going to drop it down in your lap. So we pray that God help us, help ourselves. We have a very interesting show for you today. Ed and I are going to chop it up. We're going to chat it up and tell you what's going on. And don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. You are needed. Everybody's excited about what's going on in the city of Spartanburg. Make sure you attend your city council meeting, your county council meeting, your neighborhood association meeting. Make sure that you go to your school board meetings in your school district. Make sure your kids are getting opportunities for quality education that they deserve. You are the number one stakeholder. Remember, parents, you run the school. You are the customer. So we invite you to be engaged, to support and advocate for your children. If you have any ideas, you can help us do it better than what we're doing. I invite you to look on the website of Spartanburg School District 7 and feel free to email or call each and every school board member and the superintendent, because we need your input. We need for you to tell us what we need to do to make it better. Now, we realize that we have some challenges. We realize that a lot of kids are doing well and a lot of kids are not doing well. So we need you to get involved and to fight and to advocate so all kids, no matter the situation and opposition, no matter the zip code, whether they live in poverty or whether they're wealthy, we want them to get a quality education so they can be productive citizens, pay taxes, buy goods and services, buy homes, and invest in our community. I'm your host, Kenneth Myers Sr. That's the way we roll on a Saturday morning. And let's give a shout out to the greatest radio man upstate, Mr. Ed Waddell. Ed, how are you doing? You don't have to say much. I want to encourage everybody that if you feel lucky, buy your Powerball. But do not spend over $3 or $4. You know, it's not a vocation. It's just a game. So if you want to buy a Powerball, spend $2 or $3 every month. See how your luck goes. But remember, you can't win unless you play, and play responsibly. I'm your host, Kenneth Myers Sr. I live enough to tell you the truth, respect enough to give you the facts. I want to encourage everybody that if you're not registered to vote, that you get registered to vote, and that you engage in the voting process. We have some very important elections coming up in the city of Spartanburg and the county in 2021. We have several school board members are running for re-election, or some folks are running to get on the board. We have a county council seat and the mayor of Spartanburg. That's going to be a very lively and entertaining and a well thought out and well advertised. And I think it's going to be very exciting when the mayor race comes about. So remember, stay involved in your community. I want to give a shout out to all the ministers. You're doing a great job speaking and teaching and motivating on Zoom. And so for all you church members, remember to pay your tithes, pay your money. There's still operational expenses that the church needs to stay viable. Also, on another note, I want to tell everybody to make sure you wash your hands, wear your mask over your nose and your mouth, practice social distancing. Do not gather in groups greater than 10. So I don't want to see you folks out at the buffet places and all these restaurants and these bars and clubs. Don't want to see you out there, because you're going to spread that virus and you're going to cause somebody that you love to die because of your irresponsibility. Okay, this virus is serious. It's killing people. And so let's give a shout out to the first responders, to the police officers, EMTs, janitors, cooks, truck drivers, nurses, everybody in the medical field. We continue to stay on the front line to fight this virus, to save lives. And remember, the life that you save could be your family member. So young folks are being affected now all over the country. Young kids in elementary school and junior high school are becoming infected, not showing symptoms, and they're going home It affected their parents and their loved ones. So let's take this thing real serious. Let's be as safe as we can be. And also the question that everybody's asking, in the black community, only about 5 to 7% of us have agreed to take the vaccine. I want you to seriously consider getting more information, talking to your doctor, talking to your pharmacist. Look online for the World Health Organization, Center for Disease and Control, and DHEC, and get all the information that you can, because taking the vaccine is going to help you and your community and our state and the whole country fight this pandemic and fight this virus. It's taking life after life after life. So please consider taking the vaccine to help yourself. And the vaccine is not a cure. Don't get it wrong. When you take your vaccine, first and second shot, you still have to wear your mask over your mouth and nose. You still have to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. You still have to practice social distancing over 6 feet, and do not gather in groups greater than 10. I repeat, do not gather in groups greater than 10. And I'm talking about you churches as well. So remember, the vaccine is something you put in your toolbox, and if you're over 55 or 60, and you have underlying health conditions, if you happen to catch the virus, there's a good chance if you've taken the vaccine that you will not die. You will have a much better outcome. So take all of these opinions and facts into consideration. And remember, get all the information that you can get. I'm your host, Kenneth Myers Sr. I love enough to tell you the truth, and I respect enough to give you the facts. I'm here with the greatest radio man in upstate, Mr. Ed Waddell, and we're having just a great time talking to you, trying to inspire you and trying to motivate you. So please understand that this is what we do. Ed Waddell is the #1 radio man in the upstate. I'm his sidekick, so to speak, and we get together every Saturday morning. We try to talk a little trash and have a little fun and get you interested. And remember, in just a couple of minutes now, you'll be able to call in and talk to us as we talk to you at 864-585-0435. I'm your host, Kenneth Myers Sr. I love enough to tell you the truth and respect enough to give you the facts. Got a little background music. That's a little jazz music from back in the day. And so, Ed Waddell, let's cut this short here and let's open up the lines and go live for a little bit. Think it's okay to do that, brother? Well, anyhow, that's what we're going to do. This is WASC 1530 AM, the voice of the people. And we love you enough to tell you the truth, and we respect you enough to give you the facts.